Despite accusations of formulaic storytelling, movie making is not a perfect science. It's an inherently human endeavor, and as a result, things go wrong. In the hustle and bustle of set life, where emotions run high, it's inevitable that someone will get hurt. And hey, if you like what you see, subscribe to our channel.
That's a good idea, honey.
But in the meantime, here are 10 popular actors who hurt their co-stars. Idris Elba in Star Trek Beyond. Stage combat is not an exact science, but as your mother probably used to say, it's all fun and games until someone loses an eye. For Idris Elba and Chris Pine though, the fun didn't actually stop. While shooting a fight scene for Star Trek Beyond, Elba clocked Pine for real, resulting in a massive shiner over top one of Pine's trademark baby blues. The surprise meeting of fist and face didn't dampen anyone's spirits though. The actors laughed off the accident pretty much immediately, and the bruise was so impressive it actually made its way into the movie, which probably saved Pine some time in the makeup chair. Dave Bautista in Spectre. To call Dave Bautista an intimidating individual would be a dramatic understatement. With years of experience in the WWE, his transition from small screen brawler to big screen badass is a natural one. Fans are looking forward to seeing the actor reprise his role as Drax in the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy sequel, but they might also recognize him as Mr. Hanks from 2015's Spectre. Bautista has plenty of experience flinging giants around, and if long-distance human throwing was an Olympic sport, he'd take gold every time. Things on a movie set are pretty tightly controlled, but in the middle of an intense fight scene, it's easy to get caught up in the action. The actor threw Daniel Craig so hard that he needed knee surgery and 2 weeks off. It was a total accident, but 007 was probably grateful for the time off. The Millennium Falcon in Star Wars Episode 7: The Force Awakens. Now before you run to the comments section to tell us that an object can't be considered an actor, we gently remind you that Wilson the Volleyball was the real star of Castaway, Thomas the Tank Engine has been carrying his own franchise for years, and Doc Brown and Marty McFly would be nothing without their sweet, sweet DeLorean.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
One of the biggest celebrities to emerge from Star Wars lore is Han Solo's trusty ship, the Millennium Falcon. And Big Ol' Falcon went a little haywire during filming of the series' 2015 installment, The Force Awakens. One of the doors fell on Harrison Ford while filming and broke his leg. Obviously the ship is getting old, but apparently it's also getting a little crotchety too.
You're not Mr. Purple. Some guy on some other job is Mr. Purple. You're Mr. Pink.
Lawrence Tierney and Quentin Tarantino in Reservoir Dogs. Tarantino is a polarizing filmmaker. His movies are violent, profanity-laden, and propped up by a series of pop culture monologues. Since Tarantino has been on the scene for a couple of decades now, the director has established his style and amassed a hardcore fan base in the process. But back when he was the new kid on the block, Tarantino got more sass than he expected, and ended up in a tussle with Hollywood royalty Lawrence Tierney. Apparently, the actor didn't trust that Tarantino knew how to make a movie.
There's 2 ways you can go on this job. My way or the highway.
And the altercation escalated into a full-on slugfest. This all happened on the first week of filming. So not only did the two men not want to work together anymore, they also didn't have to.
Hey, I changed my mind. Shoot this piece of shit, will you?
Jennifer Lawrence in the Hunger Games franchise. Chuck Norris isn't the only one roundhouse kicking his way through Hollywood anymore. A new player has entered the game, and her name is Jennifer Lawrence. The actress learned how to do a bunch of cool things in preparation for her role as Katniss Everdeen, lead heroine in the Hunger Games. And while some clever editing and a pile of money give the impression that her days were action-packed, filming a movie is a whole lot of hurry up and wait. So Lawrence and actor Josh Hutcherson had plenty of time to practice and goof around. It was during one of these sessions where the actress's roundhouse kicking connected with her co-star's temple, making him see stars. If we had to get kicked in the face by anyone, we'd pick Jennifer Lawrence too.
It's time to go to school.
You will lose.
Dolph Lundgren in Rocky IV. Fake fighting is almost as hard as real fighting. The meticulous choreography can interrupt the flow of an actor's performance. Not to mention that when it's done poorly, it is so very obvious. When Sylvester Stallone and Dolph Lundgren were filming their infamous showdown from Rocky IV, both men quickly grew tired of faking it. After a couple of takes, the two decided that if the hits were going to look legit, they would have to be legit. Stallone may have been ready to rumble, but his body certainly wasn't. And after taking a really hard punch to the chest, the actor's heart swelled so much that he had to spend over a week in the hospital because of it. James Franco in Annapolis. There is no doubt that actor turned director turned student turned Oscar host James Franco is a thespian through and through. By this point, he's attended like 20 universities and has become more confident in himself and his craft, and rightfully so. But while filming 2006's Annapolis, the actor acknowledges that he still had a lot to learn. Franco made himself an enemy in co-star Tyrese Gibson when he insisted on punching him for real during fight scenes and wouldn't stop. Franco chalks it up to being inexperienced and taking a stubbornly realistic approach to his character. Tyrese Gibson chalks it up to Franco being an asshole.
Thank you.
Was jetzt Oberst?
Quentin Tarantino in Inglourious Basterds. While it might be edited to make Christoph Waltz look like the jerkiest jerk who ever roamed the earth, Quentin Tarantino is responsible for this one. But wait a minute, we hear you cry. Tarantino isn't in Inglourious Basterds. Well, actually, we're both right. In the scene where Diane Kruger's Bridget von Hammersmark is being choked to death, it doesn't just look like she's dying, she actually is dying, and at the hands of her director. Tarantino's face isn't in the movie, but the hands around her neck are his. During an interview, he argued that the changes happening in a human eyeball during death can't be faked, so he just had to do it for real. We know Tarantino is old school, but next time, maybe he could use a little CGI instead? Jared Leto in Suicide Squad. First of all, let's get one thing straight. Not all wounds are physical. So if the person playing the sadistic, psychopathic character in your movie is also a method actor, things might get intense. In preparation for his role as the Joker in last summer's Suicide Squad, Jared Leto took himself to some dark places. As a result, he was arguably the most talked about cast member during production, and probably had the least friends too. Leto sent some pretty nasty gifts to his castmates, freaking out co-star Margot Robbie so much that she was scared to even be near him. If you've seen the movie, you can understand why that would have been a problem. Margot Robbie in The Legend of Tarzan. Let's be real, doing it can be awkward enough when there's an absolute minimum number of people involved. But throw in a camera, director, and crew, talk about nerve-wracking. That's why actors get paid the big bucks. Because in addition to heaps of potential awkwardness, there's also a chance that the talent could get hurt. While filming the love scene between Margot Robbie and co-star Alexander Skarsgård, that's exactly what happened. The Legend of Tarzan director David Yates wanted the sequence to have an animalistic feel, which makes total sense given the context. Robbie accidentally went a little too far and ended up injuring her bedmate. Good luck trying to explain that one to the Workers' Compensation Board. If you liked this video, head on over to our channel and check out a few more. If you're picking up what we're putting down, then hit subscribe and join the family. It's that simple. Thanks for watching.